Hey guys, we've got a couple of newsy news stories. One that might, and I mean, not might, but will have you asking Lord Chippy to fire up you know, his self because we have a contestant ready. In fact, here he is. I used to play these games during a police job interview. A Florida man blurts out that he SA'd a young girl who probably didn't know what was going on. You gross, disgusting, corroded trash water. A Florida man tried to become a police officer, but his application failed, and instead he went to jail after admitting, under questioning, that he SA'd a young girl by playing little games when he was a teenager. Uh, Again, Lord Chippy, we need you. Stephen Roland Bodley's train wreck of a job interview with the Apoca Police Department took place in June 2021 and led to his quote life felony end quote conviction at a jury trial last Wednesday in Orange County. I can't imagine why they would put you in jail for so long. Uh, you better pray you don't go to Gen Pop, sir. They don't particularly like Lord Chippy contestants. I'm just saying. The office of the Ninth Judicial Circuit State Attorney, Andrew Bain, said that Bodley, now 26, was convicted of committing SA of a child under 12 when the defendant was not yet 18. Bodley was found guilty largely due to his prior admissions, even though he denied the abuse when he testified in his own defense trial. Quote, on June 16th, 2021, Bodley was conducting a job interview at the Apoca Police Department for a position he applied for as a sworn police officer. The certified voice stress analysis examiner performed a vocal stress examination on Bodley. During the examination, the examiner asked Bodley to expand on concerning answers he provided in a pretest questionnaire. Prosecutor said, in it, Bodley described SAing a child several years ago. He admitted the same when the examiner asked him to explain further, end quote. Authorities said that Bodley admitted to SAing the victim on 3 separate occasions. Lord Chippy, no waiting lines, step here, sir. An affidavit in support of Bodley's arrest warrant detailed the abuse that took place beginning in 2012 to the end of 2016. Prior to a voice stress exam, Bodley had completed a written questionnaire that asked him if he had ever SA'd anyone. He answered in the affirmative, adding the SAs occurred in his Apoca home. Quote, defendant Bodley wrote that he had when he was 12 or 13 years old, and the incident occurred 10 years ago. Defendant Bodley wrote as an explanation, quote, I would play Smexy games with Redacted, and she didn't fully understand what was happening, the affidavit said. I inquired further of defendant Bodley to explain his written response. When I asked how old the victim was, he stated, quote, I can't remember, but what do you call it? Yes, I used to play these little Smexy games, like oral with my little gross, you disgusting trash piece of water. Gross. Uh, I and I know she didn't fully know what was going on. I used to watch Prawn a lot, so I had like an addiction when I was younger, end quote. Why? Why go and try to be a police officer when you have this child size skeleton of grossness in your closet? So I can't even, grossness to the nth degree. I don't like you, no one does. Go talk to Jesus, or gross. Just gross. The series of admissions was shocking enough, but Bodley didn't stop there. Quote, Detective Landry asked defendant Bodley to clarify what Smexy games meant. Defendant Bodley stated he would pull out his twig and berries, then switch to explain the first time it happened was an accident. So the buttons on your pants just burst out and your twig and berries just fell out. I mean, make this make sense. Make it make sense. This is gross. The affidavit said, quote, he explained he was going to his room nude and she was laughing and then she put her mouth. Okay, this is just gross. Just grossness, disgusting. Lord Chippy, your your first volunteer of the day awaits you. Defendant Bodley stated it gave him an idea to play this game, and he would play with the game with her all the time. What a disgusting grossness. Even more surprisingly, Bodley clearly stated that he knew what he was doing, and the 9 or 10-year-old victim did not. Quote, defendant Bodley stated, quote, me knowing what it was, she probably didn't know what was going on, and that's why I put it there, the affiant continued. Or the affidavit continued. When asked how old the child was, he stated he believed she was 9 or 10 years old at the time and that she was not too much younger than he was. When asked how many times he thought this gross, disgusting game had happened, he said probably 3 times. Cops said they were able to reach the victim's mother, and the woman said she knew Bodley since she was a baby. She did not suspect anything occurring with defendant Bodley based on their relationship. She stated defendant Bodley took a personal interest in her daughter, but thought it was a normal familial relationship, court documents said. The woman recalled, however, that Bodley, quote, worked 2 jobs near her residence and would come to her house between shifts at Universal Studios and Starbucks, sometimes picking her daughter up from school unannounced. Again, sir, if you have child-sized gross skeletons in your closet, do not try to become a police officer. The mother also remembered a time when Bodley's mother called her to warn of, quote, misconduct that could be occurring between her sons and the victims, and said that she might, quote, accuse one of the boys of something. The documents said that the victim, quote, became visibly emotional and stated she couldn't remember anything when asked about the essay. But eventually she remembered the essay as Bodley described them in his bedroom when she was around 10 years old. Quote, and after the essay, she blacked out, the affidavit said. The victim said it happened multiple times on different days in the defendant's room. Each time it happened, she recalled the defendant making her give him a mouth hug. This is gross and disgusting, sir. I don't know why you tried to become a police officer, but I'm glad we caught you because you are lower than maggot-filled, corroded trash water. Ugh. The victim also said Bodley laughed about it. Quote, based on the disclosure made by the victim, defendant Bodley was well into his teenage years when he began essaying the child. This behavior continued through his teenage years into adulthood, cops concluded. A reasonable teenager would know this behavior is unacceptable, which was supported during defendant Bodley's pre-test interview disclosure that he knew he was taking advantage of her, and that she did not or would not have understood what he was doing to her. The court docket was reviewed by Law and Crime and shows that Bodley's sentencing is set for June 24th. Oh, heck yeah, we're gonna see life in prison or on Mars, sir. You are really lucky that I don't control, what's gonna happen to you, because no. In a better spicy story, well, Halle Berry bears all on a balcony in Van Hunt's cheeky Mother's Day post. I mean, look, if anyone should, stand up nude, it's Halle Berry. I'm just saying. Oh my. Well, there you are, people. Do not screenshot and save these things. Van Hunt shared a cheeky photo of Halle Berry bearing it all to celebrate her on Mother's Day. The Seconds of Pleasure singer posted the picture online of the Catwoman star leaning on a balcony with her unclothed behind pressed against it as she looked over her right shoulder. Quote, Happy Mother's Day from the bottom of my heart. OS. I wasn't supposed to post that, but you have to admit that that's badass MFer right there. He captioned on Instagram post for Sunday. Okay. I mean, how does this woman not age? She just doesn't age. And I'm okay with it. Barry57 commented on the post with a gif of a gorilla spinning another into a hanging contraption. Several fans also took to the comments section of the bold post to wish the actress a happy Mother's Day and gush over how lucky the couple are. Meanwhile, Barry honored Hunt's mom, who she notably called her mother-in-law even on her own Instagram page. The stars have not shared whether they are secretly married or not. They look so cute. I need this to last. I need Hollywood to have at least one functional couple. I mean, just a little bit. I mean, yeah, as you do, complete, netting dress. Happy Mother's Day to all the glorious mothers of the world, especially my beautiful mother-in-law, DJ. You've come into our lives and brought sunshine with you. I so admire the way you love with such grace and style. When you shower us with your pearls, we are instantly made better. We love you so much, Halle Berry wrote. The Monsters Ball star did not post any pictures with her mom, Judith Ann Hawkins, but it's unclear why. Barry and Hunt, 54, have been dating since 2020, and she previously said she had, quote, found her person in the musician. Oh, look, they have matching PJs. That's wholesome. Quote, my son Maceo, on his own, did this little commitment ceremony for us in the backseat of the car. I think he finally sees me happy, and it's infectious. It was his way of saying, this is good. This makes me happy, she told AARP, the magazine, in 2022. The Oscar winner shares Maceo, 10, with ex-husband Oliver Martinez and daughter Nella, 16, with ex-boyfriend Gabriel Aubrey. Meanwhile, Hunt is a dad to his teenage son named Drake. I don't think it's the real Drake, though. So, there you go. A story that makes you want to get Lord Chippy and Halle Berry somewhat nudish. I hope you've enjoyed these Newsy snack bites, and I will see you guys for nightly Newsy news. Have a great day. Bye, guys.